Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Level 2D original sound.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. How's everybody doing today? So we did get some news overnight. We heard San Francisco last week is going to be in Mexico City. The Lions will be in Munich. But with everything that's going on in Mexico, I guess it's up in the air if that stays in Mexico City. I came back during the show yesterday. Well, I'm just pushing through it because you know what? I'm probably not going to be able to go to the draft. I can't break the fever. I can't quit coughing. So it sucks. Or to the combine, I mean. I'll be watching it on TV like everybody else. It is what it is. Can't wait to see it. I wanted to be there. But when you got a fever and you're coughing, hacking, and sneezing, you can't go. That being said, some of the things I said happened. Mike Kafka officially announced as the passing game coordinator yesterday. Did an interview with Tim Twentyman on the Detroit Lions podcast. The GM of the Raiders came out and said we're more than likely not trading Max Crosby. They're keeping him. I said that was going to happen. That's Joe Spytek himself said it this morning. USA ended up second overall in the medal count. Congratulations. 33 medals total, I believe is what it was. Norway took first with 18 golds. I found something interesting, though. In the movie Miracle, look at the name that was eliminated from the roster in the 1980. And, you know, they did the names that were eliminated, they made up. Jack Hughes, according to the movie, was cut back in 1980. And who was the star of this U.S. Olympics? That's all we heard about was Jack Hughes. It's amazing. Hey, Donna, good to see you here. Yes, but the Lions will be in Munich. Guten Morgen. Guten Nachmittag, which is good afternoon. Look at the Pistons right now. And they're still managing to do this without Beef Stew in the lineup. Jalen Duren returned, but man, they're on a roll. The Red Wings are on a roll. That starts up again soon. Ricky, I I used your little meme you sent me. How crazy is that? That the people cut were made up names. What's the chances that Jack Hughes would be cut in the movie about Miracle for the 1980? Oh, I personally am not going to Germany, no. When I say we are headed to Germany. Moonscar, good to see you, brother. So good to be here. Yes. And I was alive. I watched it. I think I had just turned 10 years old when the Winter Olympics. No, I wish I could. Long story, but I can't. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Michael Edwards. Good to see you. Been saying ever since they announced the destinations that we were going to Germany, that the NFL was going to have a game. I said we'd be getting the Germany game immediately. I said Mike Kafka would be our passing game coordinator. I said Max Crosby isn't getting traded weeks ago. Yes, all four of the people. Here's the crazy part: all four of the people on the ice when we won in overtime were from the Metro Detroit area. Oh, I'll have to message you about it later, Donna. It's a long story. But amazing time to be a sports fan right now. I just wish that this America that we have today would let that Olympic gold over the Russians in 1980 unite this country the way it did back then. He's not going back to the Bengals either. He'll be a free agent. Paul Jones, good to see you. Yes, she was. So we were the same age, Donna. Um, I turned 10 in October. The Winter Olympics was that January, February in Lake Placid that year. No, we can't unless we clear cap. And that's one of the things I wanted Woody to touch on yesterday. We're 9.93 over the cap, and we haven't heard not one restructure yet. Somebody's got to get up and get this done before March 11th, which comes real quick, which is when the free agency period starts. Everybody that wants all these free agents, unless the restructuring is done between now and then, we're not getting anybody. I'm trying to make that clear to everyone. We're $9.93 million over the cap with 51 total players on the roster, with most of the ones we replaced that were leaving are on futures contracts or practice squad ones. That's awesome. So March 9th is the legal tampering period. So you kind of want to have the cap cleared before March 9th. We have learned that the Falcons have given the franchise tag to Kyle Pitts because they want to work out a long-term deal, and they're doing it that way. It kind of makes sense with the way the position of tight ends money is going up. They're going to get him at a cheaper, closer to a rookie rate. and be able to work out something long term. But if I was them, I'd wait till mid-season to see if he's going to continue to progress and actually be a red zone threat. Because up until last year, he wasn't. Right now, we can't even afford to resign our players, and the team resigning period starts today. All around player, yes. Receiver, no. Pitts is a better receiver, 100%. As far as a catching tight end. But Sam Laporta blocks better, and we saw that our running game suffered when he got hurt and missed most of the season. So you got to look at everything in totality when it comes to tight ends. Tell you what, Dayquil and NyQuil is a lifesaver. As soon as I get off the show, I pop my second dose of Dayquil and I go back to bed. This stuff is kicking my butt. But Joe Spytek, GM of the Raiders, came out this morning and said more than likely they're not trading Max Crosby. Something I've been saying for weeks. I think it would be something similar to that. I think he's going to move his salary down to around 45 million or less. Yes, it is. March 11th is a big day. 7 days after that, my youngest daughter was born in 2003, the day we declared war on Iraq. I'll never forget it. That was the biggest headline. My best nephew, love him to death, Jeff Simpson, who's actually been a part of this show before. He came on the Friday Lions fan cave chat with me a couple times. Smoking Dad. I don't think I'm going to make it, brother. Fever hasn't broke, so I'm stuck here at home. I go from hot to cold and everything else. So I do too. It started Saturday night and I knew it wasn't going to be good. That's why I decided not to do a baseball show because I originally announced that it was an every other week thing at the time. But by next week, this weekend, we should do one. We can go over the results. I'm just looking forward to the combine. I was looking forward to being at it, but I don't think it's going to happen. And it sucks. I share my birthday with Panay Sewell on October 9th and John Lennon. There's another long time Lion that had it. He actually has been on the History Channel, and he does a lot more than just talk Lions with Will Rock. Yeah, I hear you. But I'm not one that's take and spread shit around. So you got a fever, you're contagious. Stay your ass at home. That's what you're supposed to do. Thank goodness I already got the week off of work. Make sure you hit that like button on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're watching it. It helps promote the channel, and it help anybody that it goes live into. It helps them. I love talking football. So if you got any football questions, let them rip, because here in about 5 minutes, it's going to be that time when MDE gets to say his favorite 3 words in the chat. Yes, that's the ones. And let's do it. Let's see, 3 trade offers. Wow. 4074 plus next year's. That's rough. 47, 78, 113. But that's giving up the 7th round. And then 46, 77, 153, a second and a third next year. Let's see who's here. Caleb Lomo's here. If I remember right, he translates more to possible impact starter potential. Caleb Lomo. I'm quite sure Caden Proctor's here. Yep. And Monroe Freeling. Akeem Messador is there. Who do you want, everybody? Oh, I'm just waiting for it. I'm learning about the draft I don't know much about. Yeah, Eric Rintabaki has a Uperlite stone store and does a lot of selling online. He lives up in the UP, so I assume cost of living is much cheaper, and of course make some money from his show. Yes. Because a lot of dead cap hit us. Let's just be honest. That's what happened. Plus, with last year's salary came off the books because they were on the PUP list all year for Josh Pascal and Levi Onwuzurike. It gets carried over to this year automatically because of NFL rules. Yeah, then just take Lomu and move on. If Carson Beck goes in the 3rd round, I'm going to laugh. Kamari Ramsey is here. Whew, that's a no-brainer. But I do have a trade offer. Let's see what it is. 155 or no, I'm not trading with him. There. Offensive line is completely fixed. I can focus on defense the rest of the draft. No. Dante Corleone, you're a Lion. So let's see. Linebacker. Everybody has to remember, now that we have those guys back, yep, thank you, Donna. Good to see you, RBF. So let's download this one. just because the rumors keep coming out that we're trading or going to cut David Montgomery, and I don't understand where the cut stuff came in. He hasn't acted like he's upset. I just don't get this. What's going on now? For what he said in those interviews and now, I don't know what's going on, and you don't know who to believe. But here's our draft results. Caleb Lomu of Utah at 17, Logan Jones, offensive center at 50, Kamari Ramsey, because he usually doesn't fall that far, at 118, Trey Zune at 155, Dante Corleone, Kendall Daniels, Trip Trayanum, and Jack Strand. That's the Godfather. I got the most versatile guy in Trey Zune there, 6'6" and 309, plays center, left guard, right guard, and has started at left tackle before. Logan Jones, the best center in the draft. Caleb Lomu, a solid tackle out of Utah. Kamari Ramsey, a 6 foot, 200-pound safety that did really good this season. Kendall Daniels, 6'5", 242, cheetah linebacker for Oklahoma. Chip Trayanum, I did my draft profile on him. The wrecking back, 5'11" and 224. Some are saying he's 230. And Jack Strand for a backup QB with the last pick at 6'5" and 240 pounds with athleticism. Ryan Carter, good to see you, brother. You know, because this is free agency. So I'm drafting purely off of needs that we have on this team. And whether we sign a veteran or not, I still think those are our needs going into the draft. Linebacker, edge or defensive tackle, D-line help, offensive line help, first and foremost. Thank you, Ryan. Good to see you too. Uh, then you go into the depth pieces, running backs, quarterbacks, corners, or linebackers. Uh, we're not bringing back Anzalone. I think offensive line is the biggest need out of the draft for sure. The first two picks, I want to be offensive line. I want it to be offensive tackle and offensive center. I have said it repeatedly. You fix the O line, you fix the offense, you fix the third down conversion rate. Because our third down conversion rate dropped from top 5 to bottom 5 in a year. Why? We did not have our center, our anchor, our communicator on the offensive line, and it showed. There were games, even when we won, when the offensive line looked like there was no communication whatsoever on what their assignments are supposed to be. And that falls up squarely on the shoulders of Graham Glasgow. And anybody that says that Goff doesn't perform under pressure. Yes, sir, we need a trench commander. That's what Ragnow was, and that is Logan Jones. Pro comp right now is Frank Ragnow. That's why I'm banging the table. I'm acting like Joe Burrow of the Bengals that year when they could have had Penei Sewell banging the table saying, I want Jamar Chase. I'm doing that for Logan Jones. I don't care if we took him in the first round. I think he's that good. Because guess what? Decker's never been an All-Pro. He was a Pro Bowler as an alternate one year. Think about that for a minute. A guy that's about to be a free agent, which we could grab as a vet presence, because the Browns have said they're not re-signing anybody on their offensive line. So Jack Conklin is going to be a free agent. Jack Conklin is a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro, a vet presence we could bring into the room. Not saying he'd start, but it's somebody we could bring in. And that's probably the best O-lineman out of their whole O-line. Everybody's saying, oh, it's Linderbaum or bust, or Connor McGovern or bust, or Ethan Posick or bust. Ethan Posick might retire. He's going on 34 years old. Connor McGovern's approaching 30. Tyler Linderbaum is the youngest one, but Ravens want to work out a deal with him, and they're talking to him right now. So unless he hits free agency March 11th, and if he does, I think he goes to the Giants and follows Harbaugh. You have to look at that Swedish guy from the Cardinals if they don't resign him. But they may resign him too. Good players don't get to walk very often. Jonah Williams is a great swing tackle. He's another one to look at because we lost our swing tackle to retirement. So you got decisions to make there. Do you go for the Pro Bowler and two-time All-Pro and Jack Conklin, or do you go for Jonah Williams, who's actually a swing tackle and can play the starting position? There's all sorts of questions to ask. But until free agency starts, I draft off of what's the needs on the roster. I do it for a reason. I try to be realistic. I don't go flashy. Browns as a team and organization is a flipping mess. Let Shaduki play flag football and replace the current offense with the 2026 UFL All-Pro. That's funny. Oh. Well, there is a point to it. The Browns were the second most sacked team in the league. Brent, good to see you, brother. One pride is right, brother. Every day, noon Central, or noon Eastern. It's official. We're going to Germany as a team for one of our home games. The Pistons are still number one in the East, number one in clutch ones, number two in defensive rating, number one in steals, and number one in blocks. Yes. Look at that name on that. This was what was scratched by Kurt Russell in the movie Miracle. Jack Hughes was cut in the movie because they used made-up names for the ones that were cut. The only ones they knew were the ones that stayed on the team. But Jack Hughes was cut as a defensive man then. Probably not. Spring training has started, and the whole preseason is underway for Major League Baseball. It's the stretch run now to the playoffs for NBA and hockey. Red Wings hockey is going to start up. I think they're third in the East right now. And this was my latest mock draft. Caleb Lomu, Logan Jones, Kamari Ramsey, Trey Zune, Dante Corleone, Kendall Daniels, Chip Trayanum, and Jack Strand. That's basically the news for this Tuesday. I was 10 when the Miracle on Ice happened. Fresh 10. Just turned 10 October 9th. It has been my pleasure to talk football with you guys. I need to rest. I can feel my throat getting scratchier as we speak. Time to pop in another throat lozenge. Until we restructure some people, we have no money. We are 10 million over the cap. So no, I don't think he does. Unless we hear that Goff, Aleem, and a couple others, not in their fifth-year contracts. All right. The link that I sent you last time is a permalink for this show. So any time you want, just message me and say you're going to hop on, Ryan. Just shoot me an email. And I know that there's the outside shot. We could get up to 118 million. Somebody said that they could clear 40 million just by restructuring Goff to 29 million a year. I said, I doubt he goes that low. But have a great day, everybody. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love. I am going to get some rest. Have a great day, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.